Hey, it's Tiny Scarlet 11 bringing you another X and Y Wi-Fi battle. This one was against another YouTuber by the name of WolfWarrior345. I believe those were the numbers. His channel link might be in the description. I'm not sure if I remember to do that once this is uploaded. So, looking at his team, some pretty big, well, half OU there, which is always annoying. And then the rest is just incredibly bulky. So I start out with my classic Donphan rapid spin trick / stealth rock trick, confusing the opponent into thinking that my Donphan has stealth rock or rapid spin. Which lets me get off the perfect rock polish. And thanks to the sandstorm, Donphan doesn't take any damage while that Gyarados gets a little chip off of it. Here I was actually kind of surprised that I outsped the Gyarados. I figured that it would get at least one waterfall off on me or something. Probably surprised WolfWarrior even more. And this surprised me more than anything, that Samurott wasn't holding an item. I don't take pictures of teams very often, so I didn't know that the Samurott wasn't holding an item from the start. Had I known that, I could have gone for the Earthquake sooner and at least gotten this thing almost to being knocked out. Not sure if I could have taken it out. So here he figured that I probably had the Thunder Punch and went into his Tyranitar. And I was expecting the Tyranitar switch, I think. Or I might not have been, but I just went for Will-O-Wisp anyway, because had he switched or not switched, Will-O-Wisp still would have been helpful. But since it misses, that completely clues him in on what I'm doing. But at least I'm able to live the crunch and get a Will-O-Wisp off. If it was sooner, it would have been much better, because then I could have Brick Breaked this thing. Had I gotten that first turn burn, I could have completely destroyed this Tyranitar, and that, more or less, would have changed the entire outcome of the battle. I figured that he was going to switch here, but I just went for Protect to scout out what he had. I mean, what he was going to do. And thanks to the sandstorm, his multi-scale was already broken, but not that that matters too much, since he was going up against Kagami, who can't actually attack the Dragonite. So here I knew he was going to switch because of the confusion, so I took that time to set up a substitute. I didn't bother going for Toxic since Earthquake would do more anyway in less time. Now I'm surprised he didn't go for the Aqua Jet a second time. I guess maybe he figured that I would go for either Toxic or Protect or Substitute. So here's where things get really horrible. The Quick Claw comes off and gets on the Ice Beam. Luckily, Agami survives it and gets the Toxic off. Now I figured there's no way he can get a second Quick Claw in a row, so what's the point of going for Protect? I can get off an Earthquake and weaken this thing enough that someone else can easily take it out. He gets 2 Quick Claws in a row! But that's not the worst part. Kagami wasn't really needed at that point too much, and Pyro could easily just come in and use Solar Beam on this thing. No worries. I see the Quick Claw activate before I Mega Evolve. I'm like, what? 3 Quick Claws in a row? Come on, you have to miss this. This thing has to miss. There's no way that would be completely insane luck. And he hits the Stone Edge. 3 Quick Claws in a row. The third one being a Stone Edge. That hits through. A low accuracy move like Stone Edge, hitting under a Quick Claw activating. At least he doesn't get a 4th Quick Claw in a row, but still that completely changed everything. If it wasn't for that, it would have been completely different. And also, if the Tyranitar had been burned earlier and I had taken it out earlier, I wouldn't have had to worry about this, and I probably could have gotten through that whole Quick Claw problem. So, Espeon finally gets to do a little something. And there isn't much that Delphox can do to Espeon, but there also isn't much Espeon can do to Delphox, so my only choice here is to set up. But the Mystical Fire negates half of that setup. After I saw the leftovers, I figured this must be a bulk Delphox, especially defensive Delphox. And then the Flame Charge. I'm just like, what? Who puts Flame Charge on a Delphox? Now, if only I had attacked there, I could have fixed a bit of this, but because I let him get another Flame Charge by healing up, that made him outspeed. So here I'm just hoping that Shadow Sneak can be enough to take this thing out in a one-hit KO. Sadly, it isn't, and that, I believe, is the end. Yep, that was the end of the battle. So, good battle, WolfWarrior345. That quick claw 3 times in a row was just insane. His team seems to be very luck-based, I see. Especially with that quick claw and the amount of moves that have secondary chances of lowering stuff. Not sure if that was his intention, but still, the fact that there was a Razor Shell on a Samurott that seemed to be mostly a special attacker, and Flame Charge on a Delphox. Very unusual sets. So, do you want to battle me? Comment below asking for a battle, and I'll get back to you on how we can battle. So, see you next time.